hidden waterfalls, and multiple islands and islets. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are a friendly people, welcoming tourists from all over the world with exotic boutique and luxury hotels and a hospitable business environment. Let's make all tourists welcome at our international airport, on cruises, on yachts, on sailboats, on land and sea tours, at beach lines, at our restaurants, shops and bars, and at our national festivals. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Alrighty, so we are back with you for another segment of Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. And as indicated earlier, this is the Talk to Us segment. We've moved the segment forward because today is Tuesday and we have our district stairs at 9:20. All right. So the phone lines are open. If there's anything that you wish to discuss, you can do so by calling, like Serena has, 457-9997. Serena, morning. Morning.
Good morning. Maka, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm good.
Roleza,
Hi.
I have to thank God for life today because right now I could have been in my grave. One of my daughter, my grandson, and my son. Roleza, we went to a funeral and Saturday out by a boat. Not by a boat, Mexico. And when we came back, the night, the Saturday night. So the Sunday morning when we was here, me and my daughter was in the house, sit down, and we like stopped dropping down from the roof. Well, when me and the children built the house, in them times it was seawater gravel. So after time to time the start is gonna run the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So when we hear stuff start to drop down in the toilet. We say, Chandel, go they go see where Jack on there. Because I think there's somebody coming in by my window because my window is so low. If I got in the bed, somebody could just touch me in my head because it's sunny. So she go in and she easing back. We say, easing back. She get brave and she just go. She say, Mommy, a lot of the steel, the rusty steel and Jack in the toilet. Well, we sit down, we move. My son come, he say he wants to use the toilet. Roleza, thank God he did not go in there. He said, me not better go in there, man. Me go just go up. Roleza, when we just sit down here, we hear splash out. Roleza, I told the junk at the roof come out and mash up the whole toilet. It didn't touch the tank, it did not touch the tank, but it was over by the toilet where I started to bad. Whereby Roleza could have been one of my grandchildren, and if it's been me, Roleza, I would have died because with my condition, I can't run. I cannot run. You know? Yes, I have to thank God. It's real hurting, but thank God we reached out to certain people and I got back one. But the one what we didn't have, it was a fish trap. It was a fish trap. So I have to give God thanks and praise because it is right now we would have been mourning for somebody, someone of the family. But I just have to thank for this shame, you know.
Your little experience. Yeah. Well,
I don't be crying still because last night I was praying for me because I was be crying. So I telling God thanks.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to have you a little bit unnerved for a while in terms of, feeling a little bit concerned and everything. So, but you're probably, but the other parts of the house that had that same material used, you're going to get it checked out just in case?
Well, we have to, my son told me, well, the other half that we cast, this is not stone, right? So my son tell me we have to get tin set and mix it up with cement and stuff and things. So tell me buy this tin set and I have to get somebody. He said he was talking about this steel them and I have to say somebody to do it. So if it's you will look too nasty.
Mm.
I don't know more in the job now something man because sometimes my daughter upstairs and sometimes when they walk in they feel vibration and sometimes when they walk in stop jumping down. But I thank God no one was inside there because somebody went to the body motion
Yeah.
this morning.
Well, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that you're all okay. You're all okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, no problem. Have a good one.
Yeah.
As Serena spoke about funerals, remind me to mention something about this funeral thing. Eh?
Okay.
We'll go back to the lines and Sue is on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Maka. How are
Good
you?
morning.
Good
I'm
morning,
good.
Roleza.
Morning.
How you so cold? Morning.
That was not cold. Morning.
Maka. But Serena, good morning. In God's in everything, we have to give thanks. It could have been worse, you know. Give thanks, my friend. My prayers are with you. Maka, just a little bit here. When is the double R show gonna start?
Double R show?
Yeah.
Roleza and who?
Me don't know. I just saw him yesterday, no.
Is what?
Roleza and Rajiv.
No, you want me call name here and get me nothing. Who we are going to hook up? Is been Rajiv, you say?
Hook up with
me don't know. You have to remember what you said yesterday.
No, that's not. No, it's Joshua who's throwing thing. It's Joshua who's throwing talk. No, it's who? What do you mean what I said earlier this morning?
Who you say you got to hook you up with yesterday when you get angry?
I can't remember.
We can't remember you want me say you play smart now. Them smart live on King Garden. You understand? You get me nothing. But you must see father give her. I don't plan. The food go be on me. You understand what I'm saying? Till we can talk the rest.
Well,
anyway,
I don't think all just be giving me out to people, you know, and this is not even with my consent.
It's not me, you know. It's my your best friend next to you. As he said, who you going to hook you up with? And here, that easy. Double R. We ain't have to go far for the surname. Come on. And that's a thing.
Right. Right. So it's his surname you're looking at. I was looking at the first name. No, we're not. No, but not interview yourself.
Who's the person?
It's Dave. She talking about Dave Roberts. I was looking at the first name, right?
Can take Maka, you know?
No, I was looking at the first name too.
Well, right, double R show. Come on. I used mine used to be the ball and the beautiful. You play traction for me, I'm giving it back to me. Anyway, I want to touch a little bit on something that Mary said this morning, and I agree with her with somewhat, but you know what, Roleza, everybody is not the same. Some people love luxury, and at times we compare Ralph Gonsalves with a lot of people, but as Mary said, I think the money, I have no problem with repaying the place, you know, because Roleza, I like nice house since I 8 years old, you understand? I love a nice house, so I am blaming nobody who love it. But in these trying times, I mean, I can't come, but I think that the money is, you know, maybe he wants it in a certain way that he wants it to live, and that is all right, but then if it's feasible, but I don't think it's feasible right now. As I repeat, I have no problem fixing it, you understand? But I know I can talk a little bit about the Ralph Gonsalves. I know he would not have gone in the rent as when you quote the price for me for a year, what it is going to be. I agree that it's better to fix it. You understand what I'm saying?
The big figure that I quoted would have been for the 5 years, the 900,000.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I'm saying it's better than they just fix it. That's what I'm saying. But Ralph Gonsalves said that it needed fixing when he became prime minister, but he lived in his house in French's and he didn't bill the government 1 cent. So we're talking different people here. You know, years ago when I first met him, and so he called me his princess, and he said to me one time that if, and then he said when, this was in 2000, I become prime minister, I have one problem. Alexa, volume down. Sorry about that. And I said to him, Alexa, volume down. Alexa, stop. Jesus have mercy. She started Watch now. Listen, yesterday I am here sitting, and all I hear, "Hey, Anita." I said, "Excuse me, I won't call her name because she would come on." And she said, "Do you want to hear my new voice?" And just say yes. So I say, "Yes, she have a new voice, this child here." Anyway, and he said to me he has one problem with security. And I said, "Why? Security is a must." And he said that he don't want to be driven all the time. If he walking down the road and honest want to come to him to shake it and he should be able to. I said, "Who is honest?" He said, "Mother Bakes." That is the first time in life I know him that honest was Mother Bakes' name. And he said security would want to stop him. So, he becomes what, he tell you how he grew up. And anyway, so that is another part. Another thing I heard Life said this morning with the customs. I had that experience, Roleza. I used to go to Puerto Rico and St. Martin to shop, and I was one of the first person that sell clothes on the street in St. Vincent under Barclays Bank. That's how I get to know so many people. Anyway, I came into when I went, I used to have one driver that used to pick me up, and I used to stay at one hotel. And when he came to pick me up, I'd call him from home, and he said to me that we're going on the French side today. I said, "But I can't speak French." He said, "But you have me. I stay with you all day." He said 3 places were closing down. Roleza, I went there, and they had T-shirt what was like $19, $15, 3 for $10. So here I spent quarter the money that I spent, and I got my receipt, I got the flags, and I walked with it. When I got to the customs, a gentleman from Sarnhill, he said to me, when I show him my receipt, you know what he said to me? That, he accustomed to this, that the people giving people breakdown bill. I said, "But here's the flyer with the phone number, and so you can make a call and see if it's true." And listen, the duty that man paid on me, I left the 2 bags there. I never see them again because it didn't worth the while paying.
Okay.
You know what? Years after that, my son went at customs to work and they became friends. I was sitting under the gallery where I was selling by Chapman, and they were walking. So my son stood up and was talking to me, and he said, "You know her?" And he said, "Yeah, this is my mom." And I saw the change on his face. Until now, I never draw breath to him because, you know what? I wasn't telling lies. So these things do happen. So life is right. Sometimes, people beat the system, but for me, I freed police, and that happened to me, and I lost. It's a good thing that they were on sale, and it wasn't much money. So those are the 2 things that I want to touch on.
Okay.
So Maka,
Yes.
you will keep me posted, right?
No
the
problem.
food will be on me, and he and he's on the beach. We're going, right?
Alright.
You're properly planning that? That's imagine.
Yeah, man. But we're not that kind of wedding that you can't go in all. We going.
Oh, Lord.
And they have to spend no money for no clothes, just a wrap and your dating soon
Yeah.
come as you are.
All right, Anita.
Have a good one.
All right.
Yes, stay
Let's go back
blessed.
to the lines and see who's on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We good.
We're good.
Man, it's a lovely day in Bermuda. When I say lovely, I mean the rainbow. We had hail yesterday. Believe it or not, hail like rather than water falling out of the sky, we had ice droplets of ice. So quite exciting. Now, I got a funny story for you guys. I've had so many experiences in St. Vincent. When I used to drive, I got hit by a drunken driver. This was done, that stretch where the supermarket is on going down Leeward in the Pembroke area.
Right,
Yeah, I got hit there, and it took ages for a police officer to come from the U. When he came, he had his cap lopsided, and I could smell alcohol on his breath, So he looked at the car. He said, "That car there was rental. What you do down here?" So I told him it was really none of his business. He said, "You from foreign?" I said, "No, I'm from Maka, from Espo." Anyway, the short version is, as he took statements, I asked him if he was going to take into consideration that the driver was drunk. He said, where that guy for do with the accident? If you hadn't come down here, that wouldn't happen. Anyway, the following morning, I was summoned in an office where was the investigating officer, the driver, and the owner of the legally rental car. You know what those people wanted me to do? They wanted me to fix the accident to happen 2 weeks in the future, so that the guy could go pay insurance and license, because the car was neither licensed nor insured. And this was a very reputable human being. I said to the gentleman that I rented the car from, I put the keys on the table, and I walked out. I said, listen, you guys deal with that. Could you imagine? They wanted me to fix it so that the accident happened 2 weeks after it actually happened.
How long ago did this happen, Joshua?
This is no nonsense story. It doesn't matter how.
No, I know, but I'm trying to get an idea of the time frame. How long ago did this happen?
I don't have to go into detail, but I could guarantee you that sort of nonsense still happens. And you could take that to the bank. I know you people in St. like to talk about suing. You could sue me for that as well. But this is how exciting it is living in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's some very honest people. There's some very honest people, because one day I was driving through town, and an inspector, I can't remember if it was Charles, but it was one of these guys in khaki. He tapped gently on the window and he said, "Sir, you need to put your seatbelt on." I said, "Thank you, officer," and I drove on. So there's some nice officers in St. Vincent, but there's some really, really crooked ones. Have a good day.
All right, Joshua. Have a good one as well.
All right, that's Joshua.
All right. So.
Oh yes. So okay, let me take this call before we go to that. Hello, good morning.
Maka.
Morning, sir.
What's going on?
Everything good.
Yeah. Roleza.
Morning.
Yeah, long time I hear you. Well, me hear you every morning, but I try to get in sometime, but I just don't get in, because after I lie down finish speak, you not get much time either left after, so. And I just there listen to me, so let me hear you up still, guys, So you all right otherwise?
Yeah, man, they're good.
Yeah, that's very nice. Maka, what about that bonus thing, man? You know, buy me a Guinness?
I don't.
Let me drink a Guinness for your bonus, man.
I don't work with government,
Oh, Lord. So me have to mention that to you, man.
All right.
But anyhow, so you good otherwise?
Yes, man.
Well, me just say me heal up behind them still, and heal up Roleza a long time, as I say, Yeah, so y'all have a blessed one, man. And
all
the
right.
lady who just called, what's she name? Anita?
Yes.
Yeah, she used to call in on Extreme Radio Station. I recognize her voice, and I have a big up too. They used to call me, my name used to be Rasking on the radio station. So she probably can't recall and remember. Because we used to heal up each other, same still.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anything, y'all have a blessed one, yeah?
All right, you
my
as well.
brother.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So really, coming back to this funeral thing, right? I think it's time now for a police officer to be at funeral and make sure that persons occupy one lane. The other day I see a funeral about 40 odd persons and they occupy both lanes. So all the traffic backed up. And come on, man. I mean, we have to respect the dead, but
I suppose persons.
I think we could occupy one lane.
I suppose persons are probably also going to ask, should we even have processions still happening? Because it's no longer the days of, just a few vehicles on the road. And for many of these on the main road, even if they occupy just one road, it means that vehicles from one end have to wait until they are allowed the passage to be able to pass, and both ends are going to be held up. So maybe some persons might be asking, should we even have funeral processions still? Right? No, I'm not. It's not that I'm advocating for it to change, but I'm just throwing that.
I mean, it's the old tradition, eh?
Yeah,
So,
I'm just throwing that as well in the mix, because I know some persons. Like, I always wonder, have you ever encountered the funeral procession happening when you're transporting tourists or guests?
no.
No? Because I always wonder, and not that their opinion would influence anything, but I always wonder how they view it and what their thoughts are on it. Because it's almost like if I come in just for the day, right, on a cruise ship and I'm going to wherever, do I necessarily want to be held up in this
behind a funeral,
in this traffic on account of a funeral happening, right? No, please understand me before anybody misinterprets it. I'm not saying that our traditions need to change on account of persons coming to our island and their views or their perception, right? But we do have to recognize that there's more traffic on the road. There are more vehicles on the road.
Let me take this call quickly. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Want to respond quickly to Life when he said, somebody was driving for 20 years without license. I had a relative who was a popular business person in Kingston, and they drove for 20 years without a license. Never get pulled over, never got an accident. But that relative also had a relative in the traffic department that was promoted high up, and they eventually gave them their license without them having to go and do a test or driving anything. In one of my visits back home in the 90s, I was driving the vehicle of my relative, and I was driving in the Camden Park area, and a police pulled me over. They didn't see my relative in the passenger side. They know my relative, and then they quickly allowed them after they pulled me over that this is I am a relative of theirs, and I never have to show no documents or anything. So that's the Life. But he said they remind me of that. Have a good day. Bye bye.
All right, you too. Thanks, thanks, Greens. It is a ticklish one. Because it's tradition meeting the modern life or modern living, or modern things that are existing now. So
I remember someone tell me in Barbados, persons don't walk behind the
and that is what it is. I've also observed what is happening. So I recognize that funeral processions are getting shorter as well, right?
But remember back in COVID time, right? It used to be from, I think we used to have the procession from, let's say, 10 o'clock. So it used to be a little short. So maybe, I don't know, people continue with it.
All right, let's take this final call and then we would end the segment and I'll say something after. Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Driving without a license, especially if you're visited, quite easy. Because the last time I came to St. Vincent, I was going to pay for my driving license. No police was there to pick up my money. I went outside, I asked where the police was to drive the thing. I asked a guy, how are you talking about police? I'm just going to drive the man, nobody going to the man encouraged me to go and drive, Instead of telling me, go and come and pay for it, he said, just go and drive, boy.
The police officer told you this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Instead of encourage you to go for money. But go drive.
Yeah.
And they say, people are ordinary person on the street, I want you to that saying, bro, you surprised me. And I thought you would tell me, to school come and go by the treasury or whatever it is and pay the license. Yeah. I mean, most people complain about driving. Same thing, okay, people drive from I tell that now, I could call him in. A man named Humpy Dinkle. Humpy Dinkle driving for me for years until one day the police stopped him for something and asked him for his driver's license. Humpy Dinkle said, well, no, that fucking driving since I was a kid. I never even got it. And said, let me tell you something. You could drive now, so you've never done people for 5 years. Tell him go pay for 5 years. So I don't know if I drive. I ain't put you through the driving test and all that kind of thing. I see you've been driving for so much years now. Let's go pay for 5 years. I want people to go and pay for 5 years and they give any driver's license.
Yeah.
There's 20 people is still driving, never been.
Yeah,
some of them can't pass. Some of them can't pass the test to drive, but they could drive. You know what I mean? Maka, you know that too, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you know, plenty people can't. You put that paper in front of them, they're gone clear dead. They don't know what to put contact on that paper. But when you know, they can tell you what to put. But they can't pass the test.
Yeah.
All right, could you?
Yeah.
All right. You could imagine, Roleza, that you heading to the airport
and get caught behind.
A funeral.
Yeah. No, but I look at even situations that, let's say I am there going home saying I need to use the bathroom or whatever. You know, my aim is to get home as quickly as possible and find yourself in a line caught behind, you know. So I don't know if maybe I suppose maybe this is one of those.
I think we could occupy one lane.
No, but you see, even in occupying a lane, Maka for most of the roads is only 2 lanes, right? So if you occupy 1 lane for persons, and I'm in agreement, occupy 1 lane, right. But you're still going to have persons having to wait, right? Until you could get clearance so that you could drive on the other side for the other lane or however it goes.
Well, that's why I mentioned a police officer should be around.
To direct
the traffic.
Yeah, but it's not even direct, it's how people
because sometimes you see funeral with, let's say, 40 odd persons and they took up both of the
but it's how people choose to walk as well too. Persons, I think when persons are in the procession, they think they could walk any which way, right?
Exactly.
So if you have police, and I'm hoping that you're going to have police, maybe several police officers stationed maybe along the side of the road so that they would keep in the line, right. Not just one police officer, you meant more than one.
Well, maybe 2 officers.
It had to be more than one because if you have a long procession.
For example, the cemetery at Lowmans, you could imagine now you meet a funeral there and it could be real problematic.
Where the cemetery is also located.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to get to the airport. Some, you know, it could be real problematic and frustrated.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just my observation, but it depends on who has passed and sometimes the age of the person who has passed, because younger people tend to have more people attending their funerals, right? But I've noticed that when it comes to certain processions, the procession is actually getting shorter because people might either be driving for themselves or people just not going cemetery. Like for me, I actually don't go to burial ground unless it is somebody close to me, right? Because I just think that, anyway, cemetery is not the place that I really want to be when it comes to how to phrase this, to make it not sound wrong. I would go for persons who I need to show up for, right? Let me put it that way. I need to show up for because I tend to find that is really for family and for close friends. And I always have an issue with hearing that first bit of soil touch the coffin.
And I think we still have drinking at cemetery as well.
Oh, the sale of, but I wonder if that law was it
alcohol.
passed?
Huh?
I wonder if the law was actually passed though.
I can't remember, but I think it was banned.
I'd have to double check to see if it was. I know there was a talk of it, but I don't know if it actually happened, was put into effect. The sale of alcohol at thing, but anyhow.
That's something that is going to be difficult to stop, eh?
But not just, but you talking about that, but I just see a lot of other issues. Sometimes with the music system, and I realize that it's no longer religious type songs that are being played on the song systems. Sometimes it's like songs and everybody's partying.
Serious?
Yeah, I've seen instances where it's not just
but that is something I don't like. I don't like the song system behind the dead. I don't like it. No, I don't like it.
Why not though?
Because it seems to me like it's a celebration when the family should be mourning. Seems to me like a celebration for other persons.
But that's what they say. They tend to say that a funeral is a celebration of life, and I think maybe it's
you,
not that
you may be celebrating, but
the family.
Grieving.
But then there are some family members who actually don't mind. Like you don't want to be crying all the time. You don't want for it to be solemn or sad the entire time. So some persons don't mind the music or the jumpy religious music. For me, that is. To help to break up, because in any event, when you are mourning, you're going to be mourning in private, right? You're still going to go home and you're still going to be crying. But for the funeral itself, you know, sometimes you just need to get something to distract you for a little bit. And sometimes the music does help with that. But I know what you mean because
I don't like it. It's something I do like.
Yeah, I know for you. I can't.
I don't know how that come in, but so they wonder how that come in. How that come in?
Yeah, but I
music
could
on the
see.
truck and,
I see what you're saying because some persons take it to the extent of more like a carnival,
more like a carnival
type of activity.
Because if you notice, persons are dressing differently now to go to funeral.
As to that, I looked at a funeral procession, of course, heading to Lomans last week, and I'm looking at the dress code going down. Had it not been for a lady who I ended up passing, I would not have realized it was a funeral that was happening, because of the dress code. I thought it was just people heading down the road, but to me, that time of the day was also kind of weird as well. But had it not been for the lady who I ended up passing, persons who I met close to the funeral, some persons who I saw in between, I wonder where they were going. And it was ladies, It was ladies.
It was going to Juve.
Yeah. So, all of that.
Anyway, we got to head out.
All right. So it's time for us to bring to you today's ECCB currency exchange rates.
Nothing else sounds as good as WEFM.